I have a question for you. If your ex, the same ex who vowed to their daughter that they were done with you, sent you a private, explicit tape without you on it, how would you respond? Now picture that video of your ex's new partner trying their best in high definition. Yes, greetings from the circus. For that is precisely what Papoose just accomplished. He forwarded his recording containing Claressa's shields to Remy Ma. And guess what? If that wasn't already messy, it was leaked by Remy, not by accident, not covertly. Like a diss tune, she dropped it. No compassion, no blur, no warning. Twitter took off, Instagram went dark. Let's just say that TikTok's algorithm blushed as well. The key question is whether this was petty retaliation. You can tell it's not private if you send that kind of tape to Remy Ma. So it might be a desperate plea for attention, or something much darker simmering behind the scenes. Hold on tight. More sexy than a stolen OnlyFans file, we have tension. In leaking film, let's reveal the whole truth at the Bet Awards. It began with a ping and a straightforward airdrop request in a poorly lit backstage corridor. However, it wasn't just a meme or hazy selfie that appeared on Remy Ma's phone. This was a full-fledged private tape, complete with high-definition Papoose and Claressa shields and what can only be called an explicit and personal history. The worst part is still to come. He mailed it deliberately, according to people familiar with the matter. Papoose was attempting to demonstrate to Remy Ma that he had formally moved on, intimately as well as publicly and emotionally. For those who are new to our ghetto soap opera, let's go back in time a bit, hip-hop royalty included. Papoose and Remy Ma, the mixed Bonnie and Clyde. During her bid for incarceration, he held her down. Then came Clarissa Shields, a two-time Olympic gold medalist who was unbeaten in the ring and now supposedly unbeaten at robbing Ray of her guy. She waited, remained faithful, and rode the wave. For months, the rumor mill had been in full swing. Red carpet pictures, dinner dates, and discreet workouts, the kind you don't take your wife to. The tape, however, was unique. Papoose supposedly gave it to Remy himself. It was a smoking gun, the nuclear warhead of receipts. What did she do? The internet is already aware of it. She gave it away. Not just a little bit, either. Reddit users who specialize in computer forensics claim that the entire file, which was watermarked with the initials PCS raw final, was 2 minutes and 41 seconds long. This cannot be made up. However, the majority of celebs would quickly delete, deny, or at the very least direct message a lawyer. Remy immediately went to battle. She captioned it, linked it in a since-deleted Instagram story, and posted the entire thing to a private Reddit account. He desired attention. You got it now. I wish you luck. A face of relief. Twitter went crazy. One person commented, Remy Ma just posted Papoose's homemade Cinemax film like it's a mixtape trailer. Another added, not Clarissa doing UFC moves. In a love scene, fans weren't the only ones who commented. 50 Cent posted a mysterious tweet from Cardi B that read, y'all know I would have burned his car and lit the footage on fire, not shared it. Still from the caption tape, Remy Dunn became a global celebrity. She's not playing with you, LMO. Unexpectedly quiet, Nicki Minaj didn't say anything until she liked a tweet. The man was taken by Clarissa. Remy now has her entire being on Dropbox. But hold on. How could Papoose possibly have such a tape? According to insiders, Papoose and Claressa recorded the video last month while on a romantic vacation in Turks and Caicos, ostensibly to commemorate Clarissa's most recent victory in a battle. They were noisy, according to an unnamed resort worker, very loud. We believe that a music video was being filmed. It turned out to be something quite different. This is where things start to get weird. Why would Papoose, a man who has always been so guarded and secretive, email his ex-wife that tape? An intimate acquaintance claiming to be Remy's cousin's heir. Papoose felt deceived. According to the stylist, even after the entire court case fiasco, he discovered that Remy had once again been skulking around with Easy, the block captain. He therefore wished to demonstrate to her what loyalty looks like on video. Yes, you heard correctly. The simple narrative is still very much alive. Even while Remy denied cheating in court, her phone behavior, which was purportedly monitored by third-party surveillance gear, revealed a very different picture. Sources claim that Papoose clung to that cassette like a grenade of emotions. However, he mailed it to the Queen of Petty herself rather than tossing it in quietly. And she didn't think twice, Remy. She simply dropped the bomb and walked away, without saying anything or tagging anyone. Everything, fell apart all of a sudden. You know how people act astonished when certain tapes leak. This one? No, even normally unconcerned vloggers like Hollywood Unlocked and Tasha K went complete DEFCON 1. According to an unnamed insider at the Shade Room, this is the messiest, most insane celebrity meltdown we've witnessed since Kanye publicly humiliated Kim. But the fallout affected brands as well as blogs, allegedly. Clarissa Shields was negotiating a commercial with Nike. You know what happened? Leaks claim that the agreement is on indefinite hold as it is examined further. What about Papoose? According to rumors, he was fired by his management. He supplied the tape to someone who was certain to leak it, not because of the tape itself. There was even a headline in the New York Post. The tape controversy involving Papoose and Ray hits a new low for hip-hop royalty and online fame. The one surprise, though, was that Remy never expressed regret. Neither did she ever deny it or remove it. Remy allegedly turned, grinned, and replied, "You leak my name in bed," when a TMZ cameraman asked her outside a bodega in New York City if she regretted sharing it. "I will reveal your identity online." Next query, Mike fell. It gets worse, though. Since a second file started to circulate just hours after the first one went popular, and millions of people were reposting hazy, edited bits on Twitter and TikTok. This one was unique. It wasn't uncooked. It was expertly edited, soft lighting, background music, and a variety of camera angles. Papoose_Claressa_final_MPP4 is a file name. Which raises a question, was the initial leak only the start? Was this a planned incident? Or did someone close to them begin repackaging the drama in order to make money out of it, rather than to ruin them? If so, who's responsible? Because by the time the first video had been downloaded 1 million times, people were asking who leaked it first rather than what happened. People were shocked when the first tape appeared online. Trembled, however, everything changed when the second, expertly edited version began to circulate. All of a sudden, this was more than a messy breakup leak, it began to resemble a major production. Let's face it, someone intended this to become widely popular. However, the crucial question of who leaked the tape is still open because the twist is here. Perhaps it wasn't even Remy Ma. Yes, I am aware of your thoughts. She has a reason. She is furious. She has a past. However, a screenshot that was posted to a Threads gossip page claims that Remy was just as surprised as everyone else when the second version was made public. Wait, where TF did the music come from? I ain't edit SH*T was a purported message that Remy sent to her stylist. If that's true, we're in perilous ground since it indicates that a member of Papoose and Claressa's inner circle obtained the uncut tape and used it as a weapon to spread the word. First, let's talk about the suspects. Let's start with Mariah, Claressa's aide. Anonymous insiders claim that Mariah was able to manage Claressa's calendar and move files using her personal iCloud. After being passed over for a raise and replaced as Clarissa's full-time handler, she reportedly had a tense relationship with Clarissa. Not to mention that Mariah was formerly a big fan of Remy Ma. You make the connections, some people don't deserve loyalty, some people don't respect the real ones that built them. Mariah was purportedly heard stating this in a now-deleted TikTok live. This isn't proof, but it certainly gives the impression of retaliation. The longtime buddy, manager, and sometimes hype man of DJ Nino Papoose comes next. Strangely, he has not spoken during everything. Here's what raises his suspicions. No shady likes, no tweets, no pronouncements. Leaked direct messages claim that DJ Nino had several copies of the raw tape, since he was assisting Pap in the setup of a private subscription platform that never went live. I'll repeat that gently. Allegedly, they intended to start a paid website. The story now takes a different turn. What if Papoose hadn't simply warned Remy with the tape? But what if it was all a rollout? What if Remy leaked it or seemed to be involved in a scheme? We learned this from an industry insider who asked to remain anonymous. Although I don't believe Pap anticipated it to go this far, I wouldn't be shocked if he intended the tale to spread. They forgot that Thine Turnip placed checkmate while they were all playing chess. The Remy Ma's PR team, meanwhile, released a succinct statement stating, any content. Reminisce Smith or her authorized representatives did not publish the content that is circulating online. Legal action is being investigated. Translation: don't blame us. But if you do, we've got lawyers. Speaking of attorneys, this is where things start to get heated. Clarissa Shields has reportedly already hired legal counsel, possibly to sue Papoose as well as Remy. Clarissa, according to insiders, feels ambushed and taken advantage of, and she never agreed to any recording being modified or made public. Clarissa was in full tantrum mode while people were busy creating memes. According to a screenshot posted on Twitter, she allegedly texted Papoose, "I trusted you. This wasn't just a joke or a clapback. You weaponized me, yikes." She reportedly canceled to press engagements, unfollowed Remy Ma and Papoose, and even removed a reel from the BET Awards red carpet, according to sources. Clarissa's not alone, though. If she is angry, they are split because of Ray's admirers. She is viewed as a victim by some, others don't. What's popular with the hashtag Remy Revenge is shown below. What any woman would do. She did, but why keep the tape, though? Why open it? Why leak it? This is messier than the Zeus network. Remy had always been ferocious. But this time she went over and beyond when the man attempted to degrade her. Additionally, a genius began selling merchandise with the motto PCS Raw Secret Clarissa Savage while the internet debated. Within 48 hours, it was sold out. We're discussing air fresheners, mugs, and sweatshirts. It's a great moment to be online. However, let's change our focus because this leak involves more than simply sex, treachery, and nasty choices. We now know that the Bet Awards production team may have unintentionally contributed to this debacle, yes? Papoose allegedly used AirDrop to send the file backstage. But Ray's phone was not the device it was connected to. It was a production iPad that was used for scheduling events and lighting cues. You know what? The cloud folder to which the iPad was synchronized was compromised. An unnamed technician claimed that although he believed he sent the file to Remy, it ended up on a shared drive. I saw a thumbnail of the entire thing appear. I was instructed to shut it down by my management. It's too late. People witnessed it. Let's set the record straight. In an attempt to brag, Papoose sends the tape to Remy, sends it to a Bet crew tablet by mistake. The synchronized folder is where that file ends up. After noticing the tape, someone rips the file and recognizes Clarissa, and the video goes viral. But hold on, it gets more complex. Because the altered version was uploaded by an anonymous Reddit user, going by the handle ShieldSexposed20-5 just as this error was discovered. The finished multi-angle slow fade edit, replete with background music, and even a thank you screen, is not the unpolished version or the unintentional leak. Who could have completed all of that in less than a day? There are a lot of theories. Papoose is faking everything, even industry plans, in order to build a membership website. However, this is the wildest notion yet and is quickly gaining popularity. Was it Clarissa? A couple weeks ago. Clarissa jokes, I mean, if somebody did leak a tape of me, at least make sure I look good in it. Bra was mentioned in an old Instagram live that some admirers unearthed. Is it a coincidence? Hinting at a planned launch, we're not sure yet. However, we do know that businesses are gaining trust and endorsements and attorneys are circling. It has died. A third video clip began to trend just when you thought it couldn't get any better. This one was purportedly recorded by Remy Ma herself and shows her live commentary in the background. While a full-screen recording of the tape being opened, viewed, and uploaded is made, full-on narration is what we are discussing. Do you notice? Is this what he believes will harm me? No. Take a look, and presto, the upload button. The hit clip ends. Retribution_final MP4 was the Feels title, and it has already been taken down from Twitter 5 times. However, as everyone knows, once anything is online, it's never truly gone. Chaos is what's left now. Fans are demanding answers while everyone is blaming others and refusing to accept responsibility. Who is telling lies? Who is leaking? And who is making a lot of money by laughing? Because someone is profiting if all of this was indeed a rollout. If not, we may be witnessing the most chaotic digital collapse in hip-hop history. But believe me, there is still more harm to come. If you believe that the leak was the culmination, you were mistaken. Since the actual tale is what transpired after the Globe pushed the download button. Not everything in the recording was scandalous. It turned into a legal catastrophe. Clarissa's Shield's legal team sent Remy Ma a cease and desist letter within 48 hours. It was 3 pages long, filled with legalese, and only one sentence caught my attention. A criminal act in most jurisdictions is the unapproved sharing of private images without written agreement. Boom, whether it was a revenge tape or not, Remy was in trouble. Despite the dramatic surprise, Remy remained unfazed. Her legal team actually retaliated strongly. According to their statement, Ms. Smith did not produce, edit, or profit from the disputed material. Any distribution ascribed to her is conjectural and devoid of verifiable digital forensic evidence. Translation: show it. Clarissa, meanwhile, wasn't finished fighting. She brought a civil lawsuit in federal court, claiming breach of trust, emotional distress, and brand damages. $5 million in damages is sought. But hold on, Papoose wasn't unharmed. He was also mentioned as a co-defendant in Clarissa's court filing, which claimed that Mr. S.H.M. Mackey had recklessly disregarded consent by recording, storing, and purposefully disseminating the tape, either directly or through a third party. Yes, Papoose's own girlfriend has filed a lawsuit against him, and the internet was exploding as all of this was happening in court. Maybe, if it can be proven that she knowingly distributed revenge porn, even without monetizing it, some states consider that a criminal offense. This is the most absurd part of the story. Reddit forums, Twitter threads, Instagram lives, and even YouTube lawyers jumped on the case with one viral video titled, "Can Remy go to jail for leaking Chelly's tape?" Papoose sent Remy more than just the leak. Screenshots were leaked via very bold a message thread, which has since been verified. Remy also received an audio tape from Papoose, a 13-minute voice memo, and it's devastating, according to those who have heard it. Just so you know, MP4 features Papoose pouring out a twisted, broken confession. The voice message purportedly said, "I tried to move on, but even when I'm with her, I can still hear your voice and see your shadow, bro. The worst part," he says, "is that if you leak it, I won't stop you. I didn't send it to harm you. I sent it so you could see that I tried, know that we both lost." In the midst of this conflagration, that itself entered the chat. Network executives issued a formal statement addressing the airdrop scandal, saying, "We are conducting an internal investigation into whether any BET employee or device facilitated the distribution of private content. BET was not aware of any such transfer prior to the leak." You could hear the heartbreak, the guilt, and, in some strange way, a sense of permission. But that's not even the crazy part. A BET insider leaked surveillance footage of Remy, Papoose, and Clarissa backstage minutes before the tape was allegedly sent. There is no audio in the footage, but it shows Papoose handing his phone to a BET technician. Fans are now yelling setup. Was it really airdrop gone wrong? Or did Papoose purposefully put a file on a public device knowing it would leak, but not knowing it would leak that hard? And if so, did Clarissa ever genuinely consent to being filmed? Because a third, never-before-seen screenshot just surfaced on blogs, showing a blurry image of Clarissa staring at the camera while it was recording, mouthing the words, "Are you sure this won't leave the hotel?" That's the final nail in the coffin if it's real. Papoose may also be implicated in Ray's leak because consent was never granted for the recording to leave private storage. But let's dig even further for a surprise. Easy, the blog captain, yes, him again, went live on Instagram. He was sitting in his car with his hood up and his face serious. He said, "Man, when people play games with hearts, nobody wins. I warned her about Pap. I told her not to go back. Now everybody out here is looking crazy." Fans went crazy. Is he talking about Remy? He warned her? Bro, how does he keep getting into this mess? Some even speculated that Easy might have given Remy the tools to upload the tape safely without being traced back to her. You guys don't think he can teach someone how to hide an IP address? Here's the last unthinkable twist, though. A fourth version of the tape appeared just as Clarissa filed her lawsuit. It was completely blurred, had no audio, only text overlays, and included quotes from Papoose's voice memo. "I tried. I failed. I still love you" at the end. It fades to black and displays a single line, "You can't fix what you filmed." It has received millions of views in less than an hour, and it is still trending at the time of writing. What now? Papoose has disappeared, leaving behind no social media posts, statements, or appearances. She posted a single Instagram story the following day, according to close insider Remy Ma. And that's it. This whole story, one airdrop, one tape, one leak has completely destroyed relationships, put careers in jeopardy, and blurred the lines between regret and retaliation. But here's what we know. The tape was real. It leaked. There were multiple versions, and as a lawsuit's mount, one thing is certain: the internet will never forget what happened. Now, here's what I want to ask you. What would you do if your ex sent you a tape like that? Uninvited, unhinged, and completely explicit? Would you burn it, sue them? Or would you just walk away like it never happened? This story isn't just about messy celebrities, it's about power, pride, and the insane. We saw a 15-year marriage end in public. We saw Clarissa, a world champion, reduced to a trending hashtag. And we saw Papoose sacrifice privacy, loyalty, and possibly his entire brand in order to hurt someone back. But in the end, who really won? Nobody. So now it's your turn. Backhand index pointing right. Do you think Remy leaked it? Or was it someone else? Backhand index pointing right. Should Papoose be charged with backhanded exploitation? Is Clarissa the victim here? Or was she also playing the game? If you enjoy drama, tea, and the most outrageous stories they wish you knew, be sure to like and subscribe.